All right, welcome to another edition of American Soccer Break. We are focusing on the U.S. women today. Bring back Ishana and Rahi. First things first, how was everyone's weekend?
Huge American blockbuster weekend. I mean, I don't think we've had a weekend like this in ages. We had USA make their World Cup debut on Friday against Vietnam, and then we had Barbenheimer or Oppenbarbie. Most people did double features. I did Oppenheimer on Saturday night, leading into the wee hours of the morning, and then so technically I did do it in the same day. Did Barbie on Sunday evening, and it was just like a lot of like big blockbuster energy, like big American spirit. It was a really good weekend.
Wait, what are you going with? Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Oh god, two very different animals. I'm personally going with Oppenheimer, but I think that it's very hard to compare, and I enjoyed both.
So, speaking of another cinematic event, there was the U.S. versus Vietnam.
Yeah, not a really entertaining movie if it were a cinematic one. It'd be maybe a lukewarm blockbuster. Look, the end result is good. Very good. 3-0. No problems there. Sophia Smith getting on the score sheet. She's going to need to be the key to the attacking options here for this team considering the injuries. But it was not very impressive. It looked a little disjointed at times. Now, Vietnam sat back, parked the bus, made it very difficult, but it never really looked cohesive, Ashana.
Yeah, to be honest, I was actually pretty surprised. They looked a hot mess. I mean, they like I no cohesion at all. They looked very sloppy. They weren't connecting their passes. That PK from Alex Morgan was pretty awful. They just looked like they had never played before, and they didn't really understand their formation. And it's fine to play against Vietnam like that. We still got 3 goals secure, but you cannot be giving up the ball that easily to teams, even teams like Switzerland. Like, they looked great. Like, you can't be playing like that against the Netherlands. To be honest, I think this was one of the weakest performances I've seen from the U.S. women's national team in a very long time.
But you said it right. I mean, there's a lot. They look like they hadn't played before, but remember, there's a lot of them that hadn't played before. This is their first World Cup, so that is something to take from this. That they were able to get out. Maybe those jitters, maybe the lack of cohesion is a product of not having been at this stage together, right? And this is the first time, so
Yeah, they're still getting their footing, I think, and it's I it's okay to kind of like use this game, for example, to explore, but hopefully moving forward, it's a little tighter. I would have liked to see Rose Lavelle, I think, come on a little earlier in the game next time.
Yeah, she looked good when she came on. She changed the game.
Yeah.
She changed the game when she
100%.
came on.
I think she 100% changed the game. And Sean, you called it before, though. Some of the other teams that you mentioned, you said Germany was a strong team. They won 6-0. You said watch out for Brazil as well. I want to ask both of you, what's been the most memorable moment of the first round so far?
I got two because I know the one you got. I think I know where you're going because you called them before the tournament, and everyone said underrated Brazil. So I'm gonna let you take that one, and I'm gonna go with two. I'm gonna go with my Super Falcons of Nigeria, a team that I've supported since I was a kid. That and getting that draw against Canada, the goalkeeper coming up with a big penalty save on Christine Sinclair. I mean, that moment for me, very, very cool moment for a team with the best jerseys in the tournament, hands down. The second one is the Reggae Girls getting the draw as well. A big, big result against a pretty well-lauded French team that comes in very hyped. And this is a team that, again, not the best jerseys. They have the best name in the tournament. The Reggae Girls, you can't really beat that. So, but a huge point for them. The only unfortunate thing is they lost Khadija Shah to a red card. Could be problems moving forward. But those are my two. And they deserve all the credit. Big results against tough teams.
We'll have to bring back our correspondent, Chris Brown, at some point to talk Reggae Girls. But all right, Shauna, what's yours?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, too, I was just going to say that was really awesome, too, because I think it goes to show, traditionally in the men's tournament, I feel like we always see upsets, and we don't see that as much in the women's tournament. But this just goes to show like how the rest of the world is catching up, and we're getting, these Cinderella moments, and it's getting exciting and competitive. So that's really cool. I think we got to give it to that Brazilian goal off the back heel. I mean, that was one of the sickest goals I've ever seen. And it's so funny because it's sort of, I thought, the goal of the World Cup in
Or Charleston's goal. Yeah,
was
Charleston's goal.
Richarlison's goal. So like I thought it's so funny that both these Brazilian players might have the goals of the tournament. It was nasty. Like not even the whole play was just awesome.
It was
Yeah.
insane. It was
For those out there who haven't seen this, you need to like immediately Google this goal. It is frankly one of the best goals I've seen in a men's or women's World Cup. It is fantastic, like fantastic goal.
Yeah, it's Joga Bonito, like from beginning to end. It's so Brazilian. It's samba. It's a beautiful goal.
Yeah. So that's where we're at now. Now, as always, we're going to end the show with the segment onside or offside. And here we go. We've seen Germany lay the gauntlet down. We've seen Brazil lay the gauntlet down. U.S. women sloppy in the midfield, like we talked about. So here's the deal. The U.S. women should be concerned, on or off. Who's going first?
I'm gonna go because I basically already said it. I'm on side with this. To be honest, like I was expecting to like sit for the first game and chill, and like I was actually a little concerned for a bit. Like I have not gotten that feeling of feeling nervous for a women's game in a long time, and yeah, like their marketing's fantastic. We're learning about the players. I'm so on board, but now I'm like a little worried about what's happening, off social media and like on the pitch. I am concerned. I definitely think they're going to come in a lot stronger than the first game, but yeah, I don't know. Like we definitely don't have it in the bag as much as I thought, and I don't know. Maybe it's a situation where they'll play better against a better team, but yeah, I'm worried. I mean, I thought like my friends have been texting me who like missed this previous game. I'm like, don't worry, we're like
What? They missed the game? Come on.
well,
Problem number one.
What friends are these?
Unless
man?
they were
Come on.
unless they were at Oppenheimer or Barbie. Besides that, they still
Well,
shouldn't have missed the game.
they missed like the collective viewing, like they were watching it at home.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, we'll give them a pass. But I was like, don't worry, we're gonna squeeze through the group so easily. There's gonna be plenty of games, like, and now I am just, I'm like, ooh. One thing I want to say though, I thought Lindsay Horan had a pretty solid game, and to me, she's I think the person who's gonna shape. Like she gives me confidence basically, and I also think Alex Morgan will have a much better game as well.
Okay, so Shauna's on side. What do you got?
This is a close one. I'm going to have to go to VAR again. Offside. It looked onside to begin with. It's offside because England, Haiti, struggled. Very difficult game. England very lucky to get the win. France, tied. Sweden, lucky victory. Wait a second. This is an extremely competitive tournament. Yes, you can say Germany, Brazil, against much weaker teams. Against much weaker teams than Vietnam. And the U.S. has many debutants in this tournament. This is their first game. Give them time. This team will grow. I am not concerned. I was concerned on Friday, but then I went back and checked the tapes. I'm calling this one offsides.
Okay. And I will finish it off with this. I'm actually going to agree with Deshaun on this one. I am on side to this. I think, look, U.S. women's national team convinced me tomorrow when you play the Netherlands that I should not be concerned. But a lot of stuff in there was very sloppy, and I'm hoping that they come out with a stronger game against the Netherlands. Everyone Go watch that game. I'm sure everyone here is excited about that game. Any parting thoughts about that game before we let it go?
Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to remember too, we still beat Vietnam 3-0, and that's sort of a nice reassurance, you know?
All right, everyone, tune in tomorrow. U.S. versus Netherlands, and it's going to be a huge opportunity to get another W. But as always, gotta say, go USA.